front of Wild Bill's. We're here in Waterford Township today, and I'm standing with
Bill Watts.
How you doing today, Bill?
Good, sir. How are you?
Really good. We're out here asking people about Michigan's medical marijuana law. Have you heard anything about it?
Little.
Do you think it's a good or a bad thing that people use cannabis for medical reasons?
I think individual liberties are always a good thing, regardless of the, implications as far as who might get their feelings hurt. It's been a harmless drug for a long time. People have used it for a long time, and I don't really see any bad things coming of it. It's grown Michigan's economy wonderfully for all the individual businesses sprouted out. And to bring a law about and then change it in the middle of that when everybody's got their business startups going, lights, growing things, and everything like that, it just seems really sad that they would even talk about repealing law at this time.
There's a bill sitting in committee. It's called 4271, or that's its designated number. 4271 is going to allow each individual city in Michigan to decide if they want a marijuana dispensary, or let's call it a medical marijuana dispensary. Do you think each city should be able to choose?
I think it'd be fair up to the city to be able to choose within a certain extent. I mean, dispensaries should be licensed statewide, and they should be regulated so that minors can't get their hands on marijuana. But I think that by bringing in the dispensaries, it makes it more regulated and more able to be taxed and benefit the citizens of Michigan.
Thank you very much for your time. We're still in Waterford, and I'm standing with
Donna.
Donna, how are you today?
I'm great.
The reason we're out here is there's a House Bill 4271. It's in committee. It's about medical marijuana dispensaries coming to the communities. What do you think about a dispensary coming to Waterford?
Well, I'm not really a big fan of it.
What do you think about Michigan's medical marijuana law in general?
I think that too many people abuse it.
Does it concern you that recreational marijuana is going to go coast to coast?
Yes, I guess it does.
Is there grandkids? Is there kids in your neighborhood? What's your concern about this issue on cannabis?
I just think that if you make it too easy to get, people will abuse it. Everybody seems to react to it differently. My husband has tried it in the past, and it set him into panic attacks after 2 hits, and he's in his 50s, I think, when he tried it.
So cannabis should be strictly medical, not recreational, and even that should be maybe watched a little closer.
I'd say yes. But I also want to say that I know that people that have had dispensaries before do push the envelope and encourage people and tell people how to get the license or the prescription, whatever you call it. So I do think that there's a lot of people that will just be pushing the envelope if it's for medical use only.
Thank you very much for your time. In Waterford, talking about 4271. I'm standing here with
Rob Pickett,
Where are you from, Rob?
Waterford.
There's a proposal, there's a bill in committee, it's designated 4271. If this gets out of committee, hits the floor and passes, what it's going to do is allow each city to decide if they want a medical marijuana dispensary in their city. Would you have a problem with one coming to Waterford?
I absolutely would not.
Have you seen anything wrong with Michigan's Medical Marijuana Act? Have you seen any troubles?
As of yet, no. I've never heard anything in the news negative about it, so I would assume it's going pretty well.
You see around the country, we have 2 states, Colorado and Washington, have recreational marijuana. There's probably going to be 5 more added to that list after November. Do you have a problem with recreational marijuana for 21 and over?
I would say for 21 and over, no. As long as there's some regulations on it with driving and whatnot, I don't see any problem with that. I mean, alcohol is extremely bad for you as it is. I don't see where it could actually get out of hand like alcohol and tobacco has.
Thank you very much for your time. We're here in Waterford Township today, and I'm standing with...
My name is Patty.
Where are you from, Patty?
White Lake Township.
How long have you lived in this area?
About 9 years.
Do you know that Michigan has a medical marijuana law?
I do, but I don't know much about it.
Currently, the hot button issue is there's a dispensary bill in committee called 4271 is the designation for that bill. What it says is any community can decide if they want a marijuana dispensary in their community. How would you feel about a dispensary in your community?
I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Do you have a problem with marijuana at all if it's used recreationally? If I'm 21, should I be able to use marijuana without a medical card?
I don't see why not. I mean, usually people that get busted up is usually in a bar because alcohol is such a violent drug, and it seems to me that the worst thing that you can do is spend a lot of money at the grocery store. You know, I mean, I'm a nurse and I've seen patients with medical marijuana as well. And actually, we have to give them permission to go out in the parking lot because we can't even have smoking on our facility. But everybody many of the nurses that I work with are completely in agreement with all of it. Yeah, because it's just, I mean, they've been trying to approve this, since the 60s, and I graduated in 1970, and they said, oh, it's going to be done in like 1975, and here we are, 2014, and it still hasn't happened yet. I'm all for it.
It seems like it's your kids and the grandkids that actually are making it happen, though. The boomers' children are the ones that are really pushing this movement, and you see the country as a whole changing and becoming more relaxed with marijuana. Of course, Colorado, Washington are recreational states. There looks like there could be 5 more states this November following that lead. How long do you think it's going to be before every state will allow recreational marijuana?
Probably within the next 5 years, I would think, because everybody's pushing for it. They're seeing such positive results from Colorado. I mean, our deficit here in Michigan is awful. Our unemployment is awful. Everything just hits towards economy. And if they can improve the economy with making it legal, then why not do it? I mean, it just seems like such a simple plan. But then we also have a lot of boomers that were pushing for it, but we have a couple of them that are just beyond that. They're just really pushing back and pushing away from it. I'm a very avid watcher of Marijuana Inc., and I believe all of the things that they're doing, especially with the medical marijuana. I just recently saw one about, I probably have the wrong letters. It's not THC, DHB, or it's one of those.
CBD.
That's it, the CBD. And when they were looking at the percent in the child that had the epilepsy, and it was an awesome broadcast. So,
thank you very much for your time.
This is Skunkworks.